Good morning. So I think this market is kind of using up all of its bullets or time to make a move here. And if it doesn't move today to the upside, well, I think it's got to go back down. I guess it could go flat, but like it's had plenty of reasons to rally and it hasn't. Um, Clearly, people are buying the dip in anticipation that it's going up. The premiums on options on SPX are on the call side. So there are buyers there. And better move soon. Or So when I say it's had all this opportunity for you to look at the different equity indices, oil fell from 124 down below 100. It's on support, which we reviewed earlier in the week. And now it's starting to bounce up. Right? I don't know how far it'll get. It's in a trading range, on the weekly time frame, as you can see here. It couldn't get through that pivot. It's coming down to this pivot. And just choppy here. Maybe it could dip down a little bit more. I don't know. But you can see the reversal that's happening here. And we've got, yesterday we looked at different commodities, which again, these things point toward recession, but prices coming down, right, for the inflation type thing. Bitcoin, I don't know, it's just everything is pretty subdued. It could roll back over as it comes here. And if this dips, you should keep an eye on that, because if this starts to dip, I think equities will start to go down. Dan, take a look at this. YouTube is telling me some dates aren't right. Take a look at that. All right, so oil's come down. Now, one of the things, and I was going to look at interest rates yesterday pre-market, and I kind of ran behind time, but look at this. The 3 month, look at how much it moved up yesterday. The markets brushed it off. So the idea, like all these, commodity prices, oil, ags, metals, coming down, inflation kind of being subdued. Maybe the Fed won't move, yet the 3 month gaps up a huge amount yesterday. And not that I don't have the news on all day, but I haven't seen anybody talking about this. And that's a pretty big move, and it gapped above these highs. So the markets are saying whatever's going on here, it's still, rates pushing up like that. It's like to press the Fed, you better do something here. So pointing that out, the 5-year, these pulled all the way back towards support, and buyers came in. I say buyers, but interest rates popped back up again. The 10-year, which came back down below 3%, had a big reversal yesterday. And so getting back up 3%, maybe the markets aren't going to like that. Again, the bets are on that it's going to go up here. The dollar is just in a super bull market. A week or so ago, so question was asked, could it be a double top? Clearly it wasn't, and you don't know until it breaks down below the lows there. And Dan does the adjustment trade. We put spread, or can we do something else? He'll answer that early when he comes on. And by the way, Rebelta, Dan says that's correct, 7:15 UPS. All right, so there's those things to think about. Just taking a look at the euro here, getting closer to that magical 1.0. We'll see if it gets there. So spiders. My friend says that being bullish in a downtrend is like trusting. Okay. I don't know who's bullish, George, but look, even in a downtrend, people get bullish for a day. And then, we see, oh, look at this bull market move. Not. Right? Bull market move. Not. So the indices are working on green bars for the week within the downtrend, just chopping sideways, going nowhere. Right? It's just day-to-day mess. Yesterday, I made the comment at the end of the day in the green room, 3 days of sideways, a correction bar, right? Takes out the low and closes at the high and goes nowhere yesterday. I don't know. That's not what typically is would happen, but attempt to move up here. Like I said, time is running out. It's got the void to do it. So where are we at? 385 and change. Right where we, near the top of yesterday's range. Okay, so inside, going nowhere. But look, yesterday we talked about, these pivots opposing each other, the chop back and forth. It got above it and went nowhere, just chopping back and forth again. So a lot of running in place. And so go to S&Ps. The same thing, running in place. Inside day so far. And SPX. So we're right around here. And so I had 39, 35, 39. Let me just go back here. 39. Wow, there's nothing there. 39 and a 39, 39.30. Yeah. So we don't have the premiums that we used to, but to get far enough away, it's like, can it get up there today? Starting out, it could, but it would run out of steam. Right? To be able to get all the way back up, you can see where the cursor is on the hourly chart up near that breakout failure up there that happened last week. Now this bottoming process, and so leads us to think that it could get back up there, but could it get back up there today? It could. I think less likely, but if it did, I think what would be the motivation or the thing to get this rallying that far today, where things have just been going nowhere? But and if this market goes nowhere again today, I think that people are going to get tired of this not going up, and it'll go down. But let's see. So, yeah, 39.30-ish. We'll see if it gets moving. And the downside was just too close. 37.70, 37.75. You know what? It could be okay, but if this thing rolls over and gets through here, it'll be down there, I think, in a heartbeat, because again, everything is, looking like it could go up, but it's not moving. So be careful. NASDAQ, same thing, just doing nothing. And it's like it's crawling. It's crawling, trying to get up towards some resistance area. So no one's enthusiastic here, except there are these bets. There's juice in on the call side. So there are these beliefs that it's going to go up. And if it doesn't, well, what are you going to do if you're betting it's going to go up there and you see it roll over? You're going to say whatever you can. Right? Get out of those. So prices will go down. Go down to where? Well, support's not too far off. So, the way it looks is, I don't think there's going to be much movement one way or the other. So maybe some kind of, if there was some decent juice, an iron condor could make sense. But Yeah. And now if this looked like this, if this was the end of the day and I saw that bar, I'd be saying, yeah, that thing's going up because you got tail, bottoming tail bars here. Then you got this long bottoming tail bar that took out the lows, which yesterday, if it should have taken out the high with a correction bar like that. And now if we get a narrow inside bar that was to close at the high, it's only 914, but I think even to make a bet overnight that it would go up. But if that turns into a topping tail bar today, I can't get out of this range. It was back to the idea of buyers just aren't, stepping up to the plate here. So, but that looks pretty decent. Like it could move up. You can see that the 5-year, not the 5-year, the 5-minute here chopping back and forth, and it cleared these highs. Inside day going nowhere. I mean, yesterday, was it yesterday, the day before? I said it was yesterday, beach day. And definitely yesterday was a type of beach day, which, is just running in place. Now, here's the kind of interesting, and it confirms what I'm saying. We look at our market internals to be in agreement. They're not. So, yeah, it makes sense for breadth to just be flatlining, basically doing nothing. But here are those bets that the market's going to go up. And sometimes option traders, were right. Even though this is at an extreme, this is an agreement. Maybe it will. But, do you want to be on the right side of option traders that at extremes, and this is an extreme, are typically wrong, but this is an agreement. So, like I say, time is running out. Bitcoin we looked at, oil we looked at, moving up here today. Silver, I think that's, maybe a climactic kind of counter trend bounce. It's not on any support yet, so maybe, gold is up on the day, but just collapsed. Would you consider an iron condor if it chops around like this? On what? On SPX? Well, look, if it chops around like this, right? If is like, the biggest word in the dictionary, as it said. I don't know. It depends how, if it chops around like this, it's chopping right now with a little bit of upside, bias there. But if it cracks one way or the other, it's always about how far away can you get. So you can consider the downside down there, but because this has cleared these highs, right? If it breaks this low and 37.75-ish, like I said, you better get the hell out of the way. If it chopped that, so yeah, putting on an iron condor and you're doing where there is some premium like that, if it continues to chop, it's a winner. Or you get out of one side, and if it goes one way versus the other way, and so the one side would be a winner. Right. That's what I'm talking at SPX. So, there's your numbers to consider: 37.75 and 39 and a quarter-ish. But this is a much further distance, and it's up near resistance. So to get up there would be quite a bit. All right, let me continue here. We looked at gold. That's nothing. Transports are doing nothing, just flip-flopping back and forth here. So look, we go into the day knowing what it is. All right, so get your expectations and check with what is, and we'll see if things can get moving one way or the other. And so there you have it. To you, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, we've been active in credit spreads, that's for sure. So our Tesla, it's just suggesting a few things. I posted a bunch of things. Tesla, nice little pre-market run here. Stops already yesterday's low, but we'll be looking to tighten at the yesterday's low, probably after 30 minutes. Herb, beautiful 1, 2, 3. I think Emmanuel found for us. You know, Greg talked about the market here, but just looking at this afternoon rally, sell off, gap, sideways, 30-minute high. This is it's an inverse head and shoulders on the 15-minute chart. So let's see what happens here. If we hold the gains and 30-minute high, or if we give it up. All right, a lot of ideas here. Roku 1, 2, 3. I just posted. It's a 1, 2. So the entry is over yesterday's high. I'm going to set an alarm early, as I always do, at 91. Actually, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix fading a little bit here. Pre-market. 10. I just saw this thing blasting. Look at this, is beautiful multiple time frame alignment. So this is greater than 100% retracement. You got a little bull flag. And then you see this upper middle is my monthly. Bottom middle is my weekly. And look, as soon as I saw this little glimpse of a monthly, I immediately left click so I can see more data. Look at that beautiful bottoming pattern. Went sideways, breakdown failure, deep move. You know, that shouldn't have happened. But then deep move, buy setup, price void. This thing can go to 30 bucks. So the problem is it's gapping at $19, and that's off my daily chart. So the gap's too big. Some guy came out and downgraded some of these commodities now, like SCCO. Look, are you kidding me? The thing's down 80. These things are cut in half, and now you're downgrading them. He downgraded this. I got these on a long watch list. Debbie mentioned Vale yesterday. This is a double bottom, new low plus, gapping up. This looks great. 30-minute high or some type of control pullback. It's just a bounce and a downtrend. You know, we got double bottoms and all trends: uptrend, downtrend, sideways trend. And this is a double bottom. You know, all these I'm looking at are double bottoms and downtrends, but we're traders. If it bounces 3 bars, who the heck cares? That's a Greg. Oh, Rohit was asking, does the adjustment trade for a bear call credit spread always be a bull put spread? No, absolutely not. That would be legging into an iron condor, and we only do that if the chart suggests it. So there's all kinds of other adjustment strategies, but I can't give you an answer because it depends on what your bias is. Tell me your bias, and then I'll overlay an adjustment. Jerry saying AMD gapping up a 1, 2, 3. Technically not at 1, 2, 3 since yesterday was not an inside bar, but yeah, a lot of semis are on my bounce list. Just, you know, bounces and downtrends. But look at, I like Qualcomm I posted because look, this is tested 3 times now. So this is a double bottom also. Started out with a small double bottom, and then it evolved into a much bigger one. So it's a double bottom. So I'll be looking to sell a put spread on that. Space, they They hired Boeing to build them something. Varu put spread idea. We'll come back to that. SLP, I think, had earnings gapping down. No pattern. USNA, that was a nice 1, 2, 3 yesterday, but look, see my 15, whenever your 15-minute charts has spots, guarantee you volume's a problem. And I immediately looked down 61,000, but it looks higher, bottoming pattern. The converging 2050, 1, 2, 3, price void, target 78 to 80. But I don't like trading low. And then look at my weekly. Weekly's a bottoming pattern with a higher low retest. SAR, again, no volume. I don't know why I'm looking at that. Fun, I had some type of news. I don't see it gapping though. Healy gapping down 154, bearish gap. We'll come back to it. This had earnings, no pattern, gapping down, no trading range. Cruise ships, cruise. Now to see, this was a double bottom in a downtrend. Momentum move up, retest, bullish close, and then it failed. And same with Marriott. Marriott was watching vacation. It's related. Look, there's another failed double bottom. Beautiful, beautiful W. And that shows the importance in downtrends of why you want a potent reversal. You know, these are still weak. Like Jets. Jets potential double bottom. See, this is not a potent turn yet. Same with XLF. So it is a double bottom. It's just a matter of, all right, let me monitor it to see when I have the confidence to start legging into it. Could be today, could be 30-minute high. We'll keep an eye on it. Now, TCOM bottom right here. This was a pullback into this gap fill. So that's that. We're going to try to sell a put spread and then also 30-minute high to go long. Yvonne, Oxy. No great price void there to me. Look over here on the 15. It's right at that breakdown area. X, I mean, I like the sector, Yvonne, of steel and commodities and so forth. I wrote down a bunch of ETFs yesterday. So it's just a matter of finding the best ones. XPEV's also gap and resistance. I posted Riven as naked puts. And put that in the window. I'm shorting next week's 27 puts. I think I posted. But look at this bottom. It's a potential bottoming pattern, still in downtrend on the weekly. But look, this do y'all remember that? That's a real tail. That's real. And so when this thing came IPO, they build EV trucks. And it had a market value of like $180 billion, more than GM, Ford put together, and they didn't produce one truck. Oh, this ain't gonna end pretty. And then fundamentals take over. Well, could this be the intelligent bottom fishing? I don't know, but I think it's worth, and that's why I said, let's start off with selling a 27 put for next week. Let's see, they closed at, so they closed at 70 cents and then stop under the low and then you know, that's our strategy, how we're gonna manage that. Well, not manage it, strategy to enter it. USEA, IPO yesterday. Got a crazy big old gap up today. So Boeing, you know, I mentioned this along with space. Now it's still going sideways, so it's still worth watching. You know, as an inverse head and shoulders, but that was a breakout failure. That was a beautiful entry. And it failed. But it's still in the rebuilding mode. UPS. UPS is a potential breakout here. We shorted a out of the money put spread yesterday. McDonald's, top of the range, but it's a 1, 2, 3. That's a put spread watch. Qualcomm mentioned, TCOM mentions. CMI up big, gap in a 199. McGraw put spread. Cat, it's a Climo, but a puts. See now, depending on the pattern, also will dictate if I sell a put spread just for tomorrow or next week. I don't trust this one for next week at all. But if we can get a put spread for tomorrow, McGraw, I'm all over it. I mean, that's a big gap. I think we'd be safe to do it right here in the gap fill, 173. So Carvana, we entered yesterday. Still going sideways here. I'm going to set an alarm at 2750. AGL up alarm. Wow, tick 1400. So Carvana, it's a 1, 2, 3. So I would look to put on one for next week over the highs. I'm not interested in doing it early, but I'm going to set an alarm 2750. Down alarm 25. We are short the 21 puts for tomorrow. Yeah, GME. Yeah, that's a nice gap over red bar. You know, I saw it up like what, 9% this morning. And you know, when I see that, I just shake my head at the stupidity of people. You know, a stock split does mathematically not one single iota change of your business fundamentals. Stock split